Former Grenada Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell said he was all right and doing well hours after a fainting spell at a public meeting that was captured on camera and which his party sought to spin subsequently as not a big deal. A video likely taken on Tuesday showed him playing dominoes with friends at his St. Mark's residence was posted to his Facebook page with an assurance that he was doing well. The status of Dr. Mitchell's health may become a concern in light of reports from people close to his entourage indicating that a similar incident would have taken place at a more private setting recently. This was the moment Tuesday night when the former Grenada leader appeared to be collapsing, setting off alarm bells, as well as a flurry of get well best wishes from many people, including Prime Minister Dickon Mitchell and Independent MP Peter David. Regional pollster and political analyst Peter Wickham said during an interview with our show The Narrative, which will be aired on WPG 10 on Wednesday night, that the entire episode was difficult to watch.
It was difficult to watch, and I thought that it is a reflection of a politician who is struggling and failing on several fronts. And now we have to look at the health front, because that was one front he said that he was doing very well on. And now we also have to look at his frailty in that regard. So it does present some challenges going forward.
Wickham noted that the images were juxtaposed against what was happening in Trinidad and Tobago on Monday, when another long-serving regional leader, Dr. Keith Rowley, was stepping down from frontline politics and going out with grace. Dr. Mitchell has been seeking to hold on to some of his major positions, even after his political defeat 2.5 years ago that ended his extended reign as Prime Minister.
I was probably one of the people that was always say, Dr. Mitchell really should have left with his boots on, because these are the kind of uncomfortable situations that Keith Rowley will avoid. And certainly I would have hoped that Dr. Mitchell could have avoided. But he will have these, and there will be other continuous messy situations that he will have to deal with over time. Because in the same way that he does not want to be presented as weak, it will be the interest of the government to continue to present him as weak. And you have a person in the shape of the Prime Minister who is several years his junior in Parliament and also overall, that will probably want to, use the opportunity to demonstrate to him that, look, I could be your son, but I'm controlling your life and your political future. And it's hard. It's hard to wrap your mind around when you've been in Parliament that long.
Wickham said Dr. Mitchell should now be finally having a conversation with himself about retiring.
Yeah, I actually think that that's a conversation that he is having with himself now. And in fairness to him, initially, I was not of the opinion that Dr. Mitchell was going anywhere. When he was talking about relinquishing the leadership, and there were two persons who expressed interest, my feeling was that I don't think he was going anywhere. And indeed, when Analyst Peter was chosen, the feeling was that he stepped aside for her, largely because she was the person that was easiest to take it back from. And if necessary, and that he would still be in the driver's seat. And this was actually confirmed by the fact, or supported by the fact, that after he left the role of leader of the party, he continued as opposition leader for a while. When I saw him relinquish the role of opposition leader, I said that this is a clear expression that Dr. Mitchell is perhaps having a conversation with himself and saying that, look, maybe for reasons that could be health reasons, maybe he doesn't feel the energy, or maybe he is just finally getting the writing that's on the wall and saying, look, it is better for me at this stage to back away.
Wickham said the political discussion about the future of Dr. Mitchell might now be entirely different, with it increasingly likely that the NNP would not win the next general election.
That we're now having a different calculation, which is the possibility that the NNP may not even win the next election. Because that, to me, was part of his calculation. In a situation where the NDC wins again, I think that's a game changer. And I think that he may now appreciate it as a realization that the NDC will win. The NNP is now fractured as a party. There's already talk about a third party emerging, possibly. They have already lost a member. My professional view was that it would have made sense for Analyst Peter to try to pull Peter David towards her when she took over the leadership. That has not happened. And it is in a far weaker position now going forward. And I think that there's a calculation that, look, instead of saying if the NMP wins, I might go to the Governor General. The reality is that the concern is the NMP might not win. And if the NMP doesn't win, he is stuck on an opposition role, a junior opposition role as a member of parliament on the backbench, on the other, well, side bench in parliament, and continuing to live out his days in politics where he doesn't really have any serious relevance, where a speaker is slapping him down from time to time, and forcing him to go to the public with his message and having a people's parliament. I don't think that that's the kind of thing that he sees in his future, and this is a calculation that he needs to make.
This is Primetime Caribbean. More news after the break.